Hey, little bitch. Huh? Hey, little bitch, don't change that channel. Hold on. All right. Hey, don't change that channel. You watching Distortion and Static.
DPs, RBGs.
All right, what up? I'm Stick Man, Dead Prez, you know what it is.
And this big M.A. Uno, I mean the people's advocate. Watch out for me, because I'm right there beside you.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
First, plain and simple, how'd y'all come up with the name Dead Prez? I mean, it's just the origin of the name, what it means.
Well, Dead Prez is short for dead presidents, as like Bush, Kerry, Clinton, whatever, you know, and them things right there. That's, you know, part of the process of getting power. You got to have some of that green in your red and your black. You take some of that green too, right? So that's Dead Prez, man. We just keeping it in the streets, you know what I mean? Keeping it worldwide with our peoples, you know what I mean? Keeping it healthy, you know?
Yeah, that's cool. Real quick, how'd y'all meet? Just where y'all from individually? How'd y'all come together?
Well, I started out on a tiny island called Jamaica. Big up to all the massive and crew. Moved to Brooklyn, held it down, went to the country, and including North Carolina, ended up in Tallahassee and met my dog. And that's where it all started, where I met it. We met up, you know what I mean? So he got a whole new part of his life.
Yeah. I'm born and raised Tallahassee, Florida, Shadeville. I'm from the country, you know what I'm saying? Just doing what we do, man. You know?
Yeah, that's cool. Basically, one thing I want to know, man. I mean, when I go to a lot of peace rallies and, you know, anti-war rallies and stuff, you know, it's hard to see. I don't see a lot of people of color out there, you know what I'm saying, representing. How can we get more people of color involved in more political movements and just social movements, you know?
I think a lot of times our people, brown and black people, don't show up to like peace rallies and anti-war rallies because it don't directly relate to our condition. Like it's a war going on in the hood, and we don't never have no rallies about them wars. You know what I mean? We wait till they go to Iraq to have a rally. You know what I mean? Or we talking about a peace rally. We need to take that rally to the precinct, to the courtrooms, you know, where it count. Because our people be packed in the courtrooms. If you want to see where a masses of people at, you know what I mean? We need to take that there. Or even as simple as, you know, the clubs and just the disrespectful treatment that we go through just to party. You know, that's right there. That's a rally right there. You know what I mean?
And let me take it to the organizers and the organizations. Because a lot of times the people don't intend for the hood to show up. They organize this shit knowing that they're trying to communicate to a real safe community, something that, you know, that's gonna be like, oh yeah, we did a noble thing, but you ain't really mean to do no real good. You know what I'm saying? All you really meant to do was say, rah, 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 it's my career, I'm a revolutionary, but ain't really sent out to make no real change. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be a lot of them organizations be liberal, they don't be trying to really touch the issues, and when it do, it be organized by us. For instance, when Louima got assaulted by the police, you know what I mean, attacked by the pigs in Brooklyn, do you know that the Haitian community brought 300,000 of us over the bridge and all that, and whatever good it did, it really riled it up for a minute. At least for a second, we was bucking back at the police. They had to duck down and stuff. That was good. That was good. I had to raise the morale, but that was organized by us. You know what I mean? For us, by us. I'm not talking about FUBU. You feel me?
You see a lot of cats with, you know, chain shirts on, and then, they may not really be down for the cause. They may not really know a lot about Che. You know, I saw a girl wearing a Che shirt one time, and, you know, I tried to ask her, you know, who is that? Or, you know, she just said, oh, you know, people call me Che, so that's why I got the shirt, or whatever.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? So, I mean, a lot of cats don't really know what they represent. So, I mean, how do you feel about that when you see people, like, you want to test them on it, or you just let it slide? Or, you know, we see people representing Bob or Che, or like a revolutionary.
Right. I mean, if, you know, on an everyday level, if somebody got a Che shirt on, I'm proud of that. You know, on an everyday level, you know, more, I say stop hating, just demonstrate. Don't hate, demonstrate. You know, the people I feel is misrepresenting it, you know what I mean, is the government. Right. The government says it's for freedom and democracy, and it's the opposite of freedom and democracy. We need to check them for saying freedom when it's the opposite of, you know, everything they talking about. You know that. But see, people be real nitpicky, you know what I mean, with shit, and it blocks people from growing and developing. You know what I mean? Like they say, well, you don't know who that is on your shirt, so you do all that. And people be like, fuck that. Y'all think y'all know everything, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's more like, oh, that's Che. You know who that was? Put them on. And then they gonna be like, bet. You know what I mean? Like,
perfect opportunity to get school.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
One thing when I listen to your music, I always wonder. I mean, how do you guys, you know, how are you able to say what you say, being on a major label and being on, the, you know, and how much flack do you get from a major label, and how much are you censored, you know, in terms of what you guys really want to say, or I mean, you know, what problems do you face with people telling you what, you know, this may be too edgy, or people may not agree with this, you know.
Well, go ahead.
Well, as far as that, you know, we come how we come. Ain't no dead Prez if it's censored. That's the opposite. You know what I mean? So labels have to deal with that. You know what I mean? And not only do we say what we want to say on the music, but down to the contracts. You know, every aspect we try to fight and struggle for, you know, what we feel like we deserve and we supposed to have. So it's just a fight that we know we're gonna have. It ain't nothing surprising us. It's just a normal process. You know what I mean? You gotta go up against resistance. So that's what we do.
Basically, I like to make an analogy. Truthfully, it's like a job, you know. So you got a job anywhere. Like, for instance, you got a job at McDonald's, and you go up in there like who we are in McDonald's, but we vegetarians, but we work at McDonald's because we got to have a job. And so we want to make, and every now and then we like, yo, why don't we have some veggie burgers in here instead of this? And so every day, bro, they don't want to hear that shit. They eat burgers like they got, and they been pimping it. But then for us, how we able to even deal on the labels, because they realize, well, there's some people out there who like veggie burgers. So yeah, okay, they fight the idea, they against it, but they know they'll use that shit just to sell a few veggie burgers when the time is right. And then they put that shit back in the freezer and fire your ass, and then the next nigga come along, and that's who we are, you know what I'm saying? So we try really give a fuck about that whole shit.
And let me add on to that analogy, because we them niggas trying to build a McVeggie, you know what I mean? Like, fuck McDonald's all together, you feel me? We want to have, and fuck a veggie burger, man. Whole Foods, what? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? No limit. You know what I mean? Just progressive development. That's what our community need. That's what we trying to represent. You know, we don't get it twisted, because we regular human beings. We like pussies, smoking weed, and all that. But that's not my number one priority. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, that's all.
All right, definitely, why don't you guys talk about what type of work you've done in your own community and just communities around the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, just different parts of the world is what you've done specifically.
Yeah, man, basically, man, we try to be a representation for the work that's going on. You know what I mean? It's countless organizations that we have worked with or been involved with for different projects, you know, from prison campaigns with the POCC, with Fred Hampton Jr., the Huru movement, with a whole platform for our community's self-determination. M1 is involved with countless artist rights, different things, and healthcare, and we daddies and all good, you know, every way we could put in work, you know what I'm saying?
Wherever the pulse of the people is, we trying to be right there. In every community we play the same position. So, you know, since Tallahassee to New York and Atlanta, wherever we are, we hooked up in the same people doing the same grassroots work, trying to bust a bottle off in a crack of hair right quick.
Speaking of the roots, shout out to La Favela. Know what I mean? Entertainment. Know what I mean? Look for that on the website.
Speaking of which, why don't y'all just talk about your influences in hip hop and music in general, and just in politics, and just, you know, in terms of like books you read, or just, you know, movies or whatever has influenced you guys and make you people you are.
Yeah, man, I'm a sponge, dog. You know, I'm soaking up whatever, because it's all somebody's time and energy and the work they put in. So it's something it's all about what can you appreciate about whatever you see. You know what I mean? So that's what I appreciate that table. That shit is dope. The circle, how they cut it out. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, basically, politically, I just been influenced by people who've been moving and shaking in the world and really doing things that I think are really mattering. And I got mad, people who try to direct me and guide me in good ways. And from Omali Ishatella, the chairman of the Uhuru movement, to Mutulu Shakur, from inside the belly of the beast, you know what I'm saying? Reach out and touch me on the phone and guide me around and tell me, touch down with him and touch down with him. They all good people. And so, and then, you just go on and live life and you meet, man, there's people out here that are the next revolutionaries, they help formulate my new worldview, They the next ones. Like, I got a homeboy from Somalia named Kanan. I got a homeboy in Brazil named Katra. I got a homegirl in Israel named Mama Mess, and they all is the revolutionaries of right now who in the future, somebody gonna name them that was important in their life, you know what I'm saying?
This is my last question. Where y'all gonna be in 20 years, man? Like, what are y'all gonna be doing later on down the line, man? Just for music or just for in general?
20 years down the line, we gotta be powered up, man. I'll be goddamn 50. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be 50, no slave. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to see independent schools. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see agriculture that black people own. You know what I mean? Martial arts, defense in place. If the community want that, I'm gonna just be helping and what role I can play. You know what I'm saying? Same shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it sexy.
20 years from now, we hope I'll be a little freer than I was. Hope we be coming out the cocoon. Hope I can help get a wing out. You know what I'm saying? Get a leg out. We get a little further out the cocoon. Start the flapping. I love to fly one day. I think we will. But I'm trying to get us out the cocoon. So 20 years from now, I'm busting up out.
Can you also explain revolutionary but gangster? Just explain what that means.
Well, revolutionary but gangster is our attempt to communicate with the right in the hood, right where we live at, and irregardless of all the things that be distractions in the music. You know what I mean? Like how they try to push certain albums certain ways or certain music certain ways. We try to make a direct connection with the community that we live in, saying, it's the most gangsterish shit to be out here doing is fighting against what the government doing, bossing up, armying up, you know what I'm saying, fighting back, you know what I'm saying, being gangster and banging against the system. And that include all my homeboys and homegirls from all ranges, ages, and whatever you organize and affiliated with, whether it be street units, even inside the schools to the churches. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to get all this together and really get some power. And that's what RBG means. It's a continuation of where we started and continues to lay out our code. You know what I'm saying? The code.
Yeah, for sure. It's a revolutionary but gangsters. It really mean don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people think conscious is revolutionary, but conscious is just some term they came up with to separate certain shit from other shit. You know what I mean? For whatever reason they want to separate, we want to unify. You know what I mean? So revolutionary but gangsters, don't get it twisted. We gonna fight like the Crips and Bloods with the fucking police and the court system and the military and the different people trying to oppress us. We going all out. You know what I mean? But we ain't just fighting to be fighting or just to act like, we want bloodshed and all that. You know what I mean? It's really for revolutionary change. So we saying we banging for change, you know what I mean? And that's the only reason you should bang. Right.
What up, man? Definitely, this is a Bay Area hip hop show, so I mean, y'all could just shout out the Bay, just because I know y'all come here at least. This is my fourth time, at least fourth. So I mean, like, y'all just shout out the Bay real quick.
Yeah, I would like to take this special opportunity to thank you, the Bay.
Thank you, Bay.
The Bay, the people of the Bay, the surrounding areas, San Francisco, the beautiful skyline, the wonderful green, the powerful Panther legacy, for real, the Nation of Islam, You know, the brothers and sisters on the ground that always show us love. The sister at that Jamaican spot in the international market that cooked that fish. Hey, the Bay, man, that's what's up. And that's from the heart.
Shout out
and my nigga Boots.
Shout out to 6ix9ine, shout out to Acorn, shout out to everybody hustling, struggling in the O. You know what I mean? We love you. Shout out to Boots. Shout out to
Silky,
you know,
Martin Luther.
Yeah, exactly. All the family. We love the Bay, you know what I mean? From all points and areas. Shout out to the legacy. Free them all, free them all, free them all.
And for sure, hey, the Bay, for real, I want to say this. Support your brother. Martin Luther, Rebel Soul, that's that fire. You know what I mean? Right out of here. That's that fire.
And support the Whirlwind newspaper. Know what I mean? The Whirlwind. Look for us in the Whirlwind.